Assalamu alaikum. Hello to our viewers. I'm Sadari from HR Consultants, HR conducting live sessions during this pandemic to provide you all information regarding admissions, scholarships, and latest updates of international universities. HR Consultant is the #1 recruiter of the world top reputed international institutions and providing services since 1993 in overseas education consultation. Today, we are going to discuss about North Island College. It's a community college located primarily on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. I would like to introduce my fellow colleague member, Mr. Khizer Hayat, and Ms. Junko from North Island College. She is the manager of international admissions. Thank you, Ms. Junko, for taking out time for us. And now I request Mr. Khizer to give some intro about North Island College. Over to you, Khizer sir.
Thank you very much, Saad. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Khizer Hayat and I am education manager. I'm working with HR consultants from last 14 years. We are working for different countries, but primarily we'll be talking about North Island College, Canada today. We will discuss about the tuition fee, entry requirements of the university, scholarships available, and how students can apply for the student visas like on SDS, Student Direct Stream. With me, I'll be accompanying me, Saad Arif and Ms. Junko from the North Island College. She is a manager international enrollments and recruitment. North Island College is situated in Vancouver Island, which is in Canada. They are offering undergraduate and postgraduate programs. They are also offering pathway programs to different universities. Like student from Pakistan, he can join the college for the first year. And then once he has completed successfully his first year, he'll be getting transferred to any other university, that are specific universities in which universities are having their transfer programs. Then student can get transferred to those programs. So I won't take much of your time. And over to you, Junko. Please introduce about the college and tell us about the entry requirements.
Great, thank you so much for the introduction, and hi everyone. Again, my name is Junko Leclerc. I am the manager of international enrollment and recruitment at North Island College. I am located in Canada. Unfortunately, I was actually slated to come to Pakistan as well. I think it was actually last month, but unfortunately we couldn't really, come and visit you because of the COVID-19 pandemic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer you some information regarding what's going on in British Columbia, which is our province, and also our city, Comox Valley, during this COVID-19 time. I'm assuming that this is going to go on for a little while longer than we would expect or we would like. So let me just quickly share the screen for you, just so that I can tell you exactly what's going on here. You can probably see my campus.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, awesome. So you've already kind of introduced the location for us. Thank you very much for that. So Comox Valley campus, Campbell River campus, Port Alberni campus are the three campuses where we house our international students depending on programs. Now, in terms of the programs, in terms of COVID-19, this is a quick overview of what's going on right now. So now you can see phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. We are in phase 2 as of yesterday. Thanks to our residents in BC, we have been able to keep the cases of COVID-19 down quite considerably in comparison to other provinces. And because of that, we are able to open up places like restaurants, some recreational areas, even hair salons, so that people are pretty happy that they can get haircut now, and other doctors' offices and such. And we're hoping that we'll be able to move into the further restoration of services. But at this point, we are pretty much in the partial still in a partial offering of services as of now.
Junko, what do you believe when universities will be opening? Like it would be in the phase 4 or in the phase 3?
Yeah, so the colleges and universities are allowed to open partially right now, but having said that, most of the students that started their semester in May are still in online classes, and they'll continue to be in online classes. And the students that we are bringing back into the classroom right now are students who were interrupted because of COVID-19 and couldn't finish their program.
Right.
So we're bringing those students back in so that they can get hands-on practicum or training, and hopefully they'll be able to finish their program before September. And then
that's good news for the national students as well, because students are looking forward to study on campus rather than studying.
So is there any plan to defer or late start those intake which will be available in this year?
Yeah, so most of the institutions in Canada, because of social distancing, having a regular classroom time is really, really difficult. And because of that, most of the courses are offered on online basis, with some programs having some face-to-face time in the lab or in the workshop and such. So that's how it's going to be from September pretty much till December. And hopefully, with the flu season, it's not going to get any worse with COVID-19. And if it stays down, maybe in January semester in 2021, we'll be able to go back more towards face-to-face instruction. But even if we go back to face-to-face instruction, it's probably going to be part-time instead of full-time. So, a group of students will go into the class one day and another students will go into the class the next, so that they can have a bit of interaction with the instructors.
So the offer letter will be issued for the full-time course. So student, once they reach Canada, so they can appear for the part-time.
So students will have to be full-time, but it's just part-time, meaning that part-time online, part-time face-to-face. Yeah, that's what I mean. So like together it's full-time. Yeah. And so for students who are applying and hoping to start in September, we have two different scenarios. One is that maybe students won't be able to travel out of Pakistan to Canada. And in that case, we do offer online start for those students. And then if online learning is not something that they really want, they want to start face-to-face, then we can defer their start date from September to January without incurring any kind of cost.
Okay, that's perfect. I would like to share this information in my local language to our viewers. अभी जैसे मिस जुनको ने आपको बताया है कि इन लोगों का प्लान ये है कि सितंबर को ये लोग ऑनलाइन स्टडी की तरफ लेके जाएंगे, और इंशाल्लाह अगर ये लॉकडाउन खत्म हो जाता है और बॉर्डर रिस्ट्रिक्शंस खत्म हो जाती हैं, ट्रैवल रिस्ट्रिक्शंस, तो जनवरी में अगर ये ओपन करते भी हैं फेस टू फेस क्लासेस को, तो हो सकता है कि इसको ये पार्ट टाइम रखें कि कुछ कोर्सेज जो हैं वो ऑन कैंपस अवेलेबल हों, कुछ जो हैं वो आपके होम बेस हों और स्टूडेंट्स वहाँ ट्रैवल करके जा सकते हैं अगर रिस्ट्रिक्शंस खत्म हो जाती हैं तो लेकिन स्ट्रेट अवे यानी कि फौरन ही आपकी ऑन कैंपस स्टडी शुरू नहीं होगी, ये फेजेस के अंदर शुरू होगी. Yes, Miss Junko, carry on with them.
Okay, great, thank you. So I thought that maybe I will quickly share this screen so that I can talk to you about some of the adjustments that we made for upcoming students or applicants. So what we're doing is, number one, we are considering the safety of the students. So if you're starting in September, then usually you have an orientation for a week prior to that. And then in Canada, if you're arriving in Canada, there is another 2 weeks of the quarantine time. So you have to have a study permit and ready to travel with the air ticket and everything by the start of August to make that quarantine and orientation happen. So that's something that we would work with every single applicant separately about. And then of course, same thing will happen for January intake. I can tell you right now that in Comox Valley, Campbell River, and Port Alberni area, we haven't had any students being infected by COVID-19. And also the cases of COVID-19 has been extremely low. I think only like a handful. And so you are going to be in a very safe environment. And also, generally speaking, our cities are very, very safe in comparison to most cities in British Columbia and other parts of Canada. The second thing is that students might not have the full score from the high school courses or university. So we do allow students to submit partial or interim scores in order to meet the admission requirements. And then you can submit your final transcripts or degree, diploma before or when you come into start studying at NIC. The third thing is the alternate English test. So we do offer Duolingo English test as an alternative instead of online IELTS or TOEFL. And that one is pretty cost sensitive in comparison. And the minimum requirement is 105 as the score.
Junko,
yeah.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me if somebody who is appearing for the Duolingo test or any other test accepted by the university, would they be eligible for the SDS stream?
Yes, so the SDS currently has not really responded favorably to the alternate English testing. And we also don't have a firm word on whether they actually accept the online IELTS or TOEFL at this point. And because of that, what they said was that because there is a regular stream available for application, that they're not going to change the SDS requirements, unfortunately. And we're hoping to hear a little bit more about that in the upcoming weeks.
Yeah, I would like to add, because majority of students are watching live. Direct scheme is for those students who are interested to study in Canada. They just need to meet several requirements, like they'll be having IELTS 6 overall with 6 in each module. Then they have to deposit full first year tuition fee. They have to make a GIC account in Canada where they'll be depositing $10,000. And the university or college should be a designated learning institute. So those students who are applying under SDS are likely to get visa more easily and more quickly. Like within 20-25 days, majority of our students are getting visas. So this is what I was trying to add. Please continue.
Yeah, thank you. And then two other things that I wanted to just mention is that we're processing applications quite fast. So the processing is anywhere between 2 to about 7 days from the time we receive the documentations from students. And so you will be able to hear back from us pretty quickly. And the last thing is that we're doing a one-on-one student application support. So once students apply to us, then one of my team member will be in touch with you so that we can support you through the entire application process. So if you're working with HR consultant, then I'll be, for example, in touch with both HR consultant and you as an applicant to make sure that we can answer any questions that you have. And that doesn't have to be application specific. It can be about anything in regards to living in Canada and studying in Canada.
Yeah, that's really cool. Majority of universities in Canada, their turnaround time is like 3 months or even 4 months time. So this is a opportunity for international students or students from Pakistan who are applying for to study in Canada, because there will be their application assessment within 7 days. So this is a good option for students, because after the pandemic, majority of students will be applying for the Canada. So this is a good option for all the students.
Yes.
कहने का मतलब स्टूडेंट को within 7 days ये assessment करके ऑफर दे देंगे, जहाँ पे majority of Canadian universities का इशू ये है कि वो ऑफर देते हैं 3 से 4 महीने में. तो ये एक बहुत अच्छा ऑप्शन है स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, ताकि वो उसके लिए अपना डिसीजन कर लें. Over to you.
Okay.
Junko, we have received some questions in our comment section right now. Mr. Arslan asking about BBA requirement and fee structure.
Okay, yeah. So I can talk a little bit about the fees right now, if that helps. So I can talk about the program fees, the living cost, and also financial awards. Maybe that would help.
Yeah.
Okay. So just because it deals with numbers, I'll just show you this slide very quickly. Okay, so in terms of the tuition cost, we're looking at about anywhere between 17 to about 19,000 Canadian dollars, and that's for 1 year of tuition, including all of the fees and also medical insurance fees. In comparison to universities that students might be interested in going to, it's about anywhere between 70% to about half the cost of what you would pay. So that's really nice, really good news for students. And another thing to remember is that, say, for example, if students are taking 3 courses instead of 5 courses in a semester, then we only charge them for those fees. So we don't overcharge students, we charge them for exactly what they take. So that's a little bit different fee structure in comparison to other institutions. In terms of the living cost, you're looking at about $1,200 to about $1,600 in living cost each month. And that includes all the food, personal expenses, transportation, that sort of things. So it's about $400 or so less per month in comparison to living in bigger cities.
It's an on-campus accommodation, or you're talking about the off-campus?
I'm talking about off-campus accommodation, excuse me, because our on-campus accommodation is actually in construction right now. Yeah, so if you're arriving in the next couple of semesters, you won't quite have the on-campus accommodation available just yet. Shall I talk about financial awards? Okay.
Sorry for interrupting you. Another question we have received in our comment section. Mr. Umar Riaz, he is asking that he is graduated from UK University from 2016. So it will be will it be a IELTS exemption for him?
Yeah. So if you have attended a university with English instruction throughout the entire degree program, then you just need to submit your transcripts. And also, depending on the universities, they have the line that says the instruction was in English, or otherwise you can request the university to provide that, and then we will exempt you from English testing.
So it will be better if a student provide the English proficiency letter.
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
So could you please tell us about the class sizes? Like North Island College is offering really small class sizes. It would be like 20 to 25 students, so that students can learn better in the classes.
Yeah.
Please tell us about this.
Yes, definitely. So our class size goes anywhere from about 12 to about 30. And the higher end in terms of the class size is more for classes where lecture is the main part of the course. Whereas courses like science or engineering, we have the class size of anywhere around 12 to 16, depending on the enrollment. And so we can keep it very small. And also any of the lab work that they do or projects that they do, learning that they do is really close with the instructors. So if you're thinking about transferring to university especially, then you will be able to maintain a really high GPA by being in a smaller class size. And also you will be able to learn a lot from the instructors on how to adjust towards the university. So that by the time your 1 year or 2 year of study is done at North Island College, it will be so much easier and you'll be more academically successful at a university.
Yeah, well, actually teachers, professors know you by name and by face, so you have a better learning from them. Yeah, that's great. Okay, could you please tell us about the tuition fees? If you could get back to the question of Arsalan, he was talking about the tuition fee.
Yeah, so I think that there was a question, I did go through the tuition fee, so I'll talk quite briefly about the financial entrance awards, because I'm sure that that's something that students are interested in. So first of all, we are waiving the application fee for students that are coming through HR consultants. And so we usually have a $100 Canadian application fee, but that part is
hold on. I would like to tell to our viewers in our local language as well these things. जैसे कि आप जानते हैं कि NIC की अपनी एप्लीकेशन फीस है $100। अगर आप HR कंसल्टेंट्स के थ्रू एप्लीकेशन प्लेस करते हैं तो आपसे कोई फी चार्ज नहीं की जाएगी। स्ट्रेट अवे आपको ऑफर लेटर के लिए या फिर आपकी एडमिशन असिस्टेंस के लिए आपकी एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस कर दी जाएगी। So there will be no fees for those students who are willing to apply for the NIC through HR consultants. And if you want to apply, you can submit your documents or contact us on our WhatsApp numbers 034647473031. It's my number, and Mr. Khizr Hayat 034647470003. So you can submit or you can call us anytime. Thank you.
हाँ जी, आप व्हाट्सएप कर सकते हैं। और जैसा कि मिस जुनको ने बताया कि एप्लीकेशन फीस कनाडा में नॉर्मली तमाम यूनिवर्सिटीज में जब आप अप्लाई करते हैं तो $100 या $110 एप्लीकेशन फीस आपको डिपॉजिट करनी होती है, रिगार्डलेस कि आपका एडमिशन होता है या नहीं होता। दिस इज नॉन रिफंडेबल अगर आपका एडमिशन नहीं होता। मिस जुनको ने बड़ी अच्छी बात बताई है तमाम स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जो इंटरेस्टेड हैं इस कॉलेज में। अगर आप लोग हमारे थ्रू HR कंसल्टेंट्स के थ्रू अपनी एप्लीकेशन प्लेस करेंगे NIC में, आपको एप्लीकेशन फी का वेवर मिल जाएगा। Thank you. Over to you.
Okay.
Over to you, Mr.
Thank you. And in terms of financial awards, we do have two different entrance awards. One is an English proficiency award. So based on your IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo score, we provide students financial support anywhere from $500 to $2,000, and that will be put towards your first term tuition. So that's one. The second thing is that we also offer regional awards for students between $1,000 and $2,000, and that's on top of the English proficiency awards. And students that are applying from Pakistan at this point qualifies for that. So you will be notified of that through at some point in the application process. And then the last thing is that once you become an NIC student, there will be a continuing student award that's $2,000, and again that is put towards your tuition at that time, and selection is based on your academic success during the first year or second year of the study.
So you are telling us, like, if student is progressing to second year, he'll be still eligible for another $2,000 burst or scholarship, right?
Yeah, and just so you know, though, that it does start to become quite competitive in the continuing student award. A lot of students are keeping very high GPA. So.
And what if student is transferring to any other institute? Would he be able to get some funding from that institution, or that is on their entry requirements and their financial support?
Yeah. So say, for example, if students are going to University of Victoria, which is our sort of partner institution where we have guaranteed admission agreement, they have their own scholarships or awards available. And so when you apply, you will also be applying for those scholarships and awards at the time of application.
And
so
if
what kind of field?
NIC and he's completed his say bachelor's in business administration,
I think there's a interruption in the internet. I just want to know about the fields you are offering. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Saad.
Yeah, I just want to know about the fields you are offering courses like engineering, business. What are the fields you are offering?
Yeah, so I'll just quickly pull it up actually right here for you so that everybody can see. Okay. Okay. So these are the programs that are offered in September, and these are most of the programs, including the engineering, science, and such. I think engineering and science might be actually missing from this list here at the top. My bad, I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, business, we have undergraduate as well as post-degree diplomas that leads you into master's program if that's something that you're interested in. We have otherwise tourism and hospitality, We also have fine art, digital design and development. This particular digital design and development is a growing industry in Canada. It's fast growing and don't have enough people working in that industry. So the employment rate and also the income is extremely high. Otherwise, if you're interested in law, for example, you can start with the criminology diploma. So there are quite a few different options available to students. It depends on what university degree you want to do as to which program you should go into, because almost every single one of our programs have transferability to a university degree one way or the other.
Yeah, I saw that one of the most popular programs you are offering, one of the, you can say that culinary business management program. Usually other institutions are not offering this type of programs. So is this program accredited with the local bodies like culinary business or aircraft maintenance certificate?
Yes, definitely. So there are 4 programs that are certified through the what we call Industrial Training Authority, which is the governing body in British Columbia. One, as you mentioned, is aircraft structure technician. And in fact, we have a Canadian Air Force Base in Comox Valley and also 24-hour rescue in Comox Valley. And they fly a lot of aircraft. So we have a huge demand for aircraft technicians. The second one is culinary business, of course. And that one, the training will be certified through Industrial Training Authority. Third one is industrial automation. This is actually something that lots of students don't know about, but it's to do with working with automated robots in factories and assembly lines and car factories, you know, those types of places. And you have to learn to program, you have to learn to work with hardware, and you have to also work with electrical wiring. So you're able to do everything with it. And it's quite a in-demand profession as well. And the last one is the joinery or carpentry.
So it will be, you can say that work integrated programs.
Yeah. In fact, actually, I must mention that every single program, with the exception of Associate of Arts and Sciences, are work integrated programs. They all have co-op, internship, work practicum, or if it doesn't actually list it, the curriculum already has a lot of work component anyway. So by the time you graduate, you're fully job ready.
So what are the durations of these programs?
It depends on the programs. Most of them are 2-year programs, with the exception of business administration degree, which is 4-year program. And then also aircraft structure technician and carpentry. Those 2 are 1-year programs.
These are the 1-year programs.
Program.
I'm asking about the work permits after studies. That's why I'm asking about the programs.
That's right. Yeah, because if you do 1 year of study, then you get 1 year of work permit afterwards as a student. And then if you do 2 years of study, you get the 3 years of work permit for sure. And actually, some students combine 2 different certifications. So they might do aircraft structure technician and also 1 year of a business program. Because then that'll qualify as 2 years worth of study, and then that'll provide them with a 3-year work permit.
That's perfect.
Could you please tell us, in the Coop program, placements are guaranteed, or student has to apply for the placements? Would university be able to support the student as well?
Okay, so it depends on the programs. If it says practicum, then we provide them with employers. Students don't actually really choose, with the exception of what kind of area that they might want to work or what kind of area they have access to. Otherwise, if they're co-op or internship, if students are in accounting, we actually assist them quite a bit because we have very tight connection with accounting firms in our area, and they have really good future for them. For other program areas, what we do is we provide them with a massive list of different work opportunities, And also we offer them with career fair, we offer them with the networking events, and so that students can go and choose the place that they want to work. So some students actually work in different cities instead of our city, but for internship, I would like to mention that students are actually paid in our city. It's very, very rare to have students that are not paid.
And when will students be starting their Coop program?
It depends on the student a little bit, but most times co-op will be in the summertime. So once the winter semester is done at the end of April, they start working at the start of May and then continues to work throughout the summer until the end of August.
From year one to the year two?
After the year one.
After the year, right.
Yeah, all students in co-op and internship have to complete the first year of study before being able to being able to work for co-op or internship. But with the accounting students, we actually change them up. So they are having to do co-op or internship between January and April. And that's because that's the busiest time for tax, right? So accounting firms need extra hands, and that's also a really good time for students to show how capable they are under pressure.
Thank you so much. I would like to tell this to students in my local language.
Sure.
स्टूडेंट्स जो लोग अभी ऑनलाइन है वो हमें देख रहे हैं, आपके लिए एक अच्छा ऑप्शन ये है कि आप वहाँ पे कोऑप प्रोग्राम भी ले सकते हैं, जो कि ऑप्शनल नहीं है, आपकी डिग्री का हिस्सा है। कोऑप प्रोग्राम में आप 1 साल या 3 सेमेस्टर जॉब करते हैं। यूनिवर्सिटी कॉलेज आपके लिए जॉब अरेंज करेगा जो कि पेड होती है, और वो नॉर्मली वैनकूवर के अंदर ही होगी, सम टाइम वो शहर के बाहर भी हो सकती है, और इनके पास तमाम प्रोग्राम्स में अवेलेबल है। सिर्फ अकाउंटिंग के प्रोग्राम में अर्ली होती है, जनवरी में होती है, जनवरी से अप्रैल तक, क्योंकि वो टाइम होता है टैक्स बैंक का, तो वो आप लोगों को सारा फिक्स करते हैं। तो आपके लिए एक बहुत अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी है कि आप वहाँ पे अपनी डिग्री भी कर सकते हैं और साथ में डिग्री के हिस्से के तौर पे आप वहाँ पे जॉब भी कर सकते हैं। ओवर टू यू जंको, प्लीज।
Okay, thank you. Another thing that I would like to mention is that lots of students who are not quite familiar with Canadian academic system thinks that studying at the college is a bit of a disadvantage because college is not quite the same as universities. But in fact, all of our courses are approved and recognized by all the universities in British Columbia, and also some of the universities outside of the province. And the instructors are well qualified. Some instructors are still working in the industry so that they can bring the industry knowledge back into the classroom. But other instructors, some of the part-time instructors, for example, they work for and teach at like University of Toronto, UBC, University of Victoria. They're teaching exactly the same course with the same content and the same quality as the top universities in Canada. So it's in no way that you will be shorthanded. It's just that you're going to be in a smaller class in comparison to like 500 student, lecture hall, right? Yeah.
Okay, tell us about the requirements for somebody who's applying from Pakistan with year 12 qualification and somebody who has 10 years of education. If you could please specifically to Pakistani students.
Okay, so students coming out of high school, they're required to have graduation. And as I said before, if you don't quite have the graduation yet, then whatever that you have from the school is sufficient. Now, as long as you are slated to graduate, we will accept you based on your scores. We don't have a really strict score requirement because we understand that students will come to us, and then from that point onwards, they might improve on their academic level. And also for students who are in, say, interested in science or engineering programs, if they don't quite have all of the subjects in science, say chemistry, physics, or biology, and math, then they can still come to us and then start with an associate program. And then what you do is that we would provide you with the grade 12 courses that you didn't really get to take. So just because you want to do engineering and you don't have physics doesn't mean that we won't accept you. We will take you in, and then we'll provide you with the courses that you need in order to get prepared for that engineering program that you're interested in. So high school graduation is the minimum requirement.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Yes, go ahead.
Jumlo, kindly tell us about the Vancouver Island, because usually Pakistani students or international students don't know about Vancouver Island, and what are the opportunities over there while they are studying in the NIC college. What is the student life? What are the opportunities they can get after studies in Vancouver Island? So kindly tell us about the city, how it is.
Yes, definitely. Can I just quickly share a couple of pictures
Yes, sure.
of Vancouver Island? Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna go back on our slides. So the picture that you see on the bottom, that's our city, and that's only a portion of our city. You can actually almost see where I live in this photo. But as you can see, the water that's in front, that's the peninsula that leads out into the ocean. And then behind it is the mountains. So for me, for example, I'm 5 minutes away from the beach, and then 20 minutes away from the ski mountains. So that's the kind of place that we live in. And then we have about 75,000 people in Comox Valley alone, and it's a really multicultural city. As you can tell from my name, my first name is Japanese and my last name is French. And that's kind of normal in our city and in Canada, like everywhere you go. But you get that nature, you have the easy access to that. We also have the glacier in the background that you can see in the downtown photo here. Up the top on the left is the photo of one of the music festivals that we hold. We actually have music festivals throughout the year, indoor and outdoor, and that draws a large number of people from not just Thailand, but from Vancouver and also from the world. And so it's a really vibrant community. There's always people coming in and going out, but because of the cost of living, we also have a lot of people moving from Vancouver. And so that contributes to increasing our amenities, increasing our recreation and things. When it comes to employment, just so you know, as a student, you're able to work 20 hours per week during your semester. And then during your break, you're allowed to work full time. Students generally, in comparison to living in cities, don't have to worry about getting like 2 or 3 jobs in order to make up a full-time, work schedule in the summer. Most of the time, our employers are really happy with students and they would rather keep them and then increase their hours. So you can continue to work with the same employer. And also new students are not really short of any employment. They're able to always keep the employment. And in fact, with COVID-19, we were a little bit concerned about our students and the employment, because as you know, many businesses have shut down and they had to lay off a whole lot of people. But what we found through our phone-a-thon, where advisors connected with every single student at our college, that students are actually all employed. And the students that lost their jobs were still able to find a new employment because in certain sectors they needed more people. And so we haven't had very many students requesting emergency funding requests, which is really, really nice. Otherwise, generally speaking, it's a really safe, really friendly community. I myself used to live in the different parts of Canada, and I must say that I am really happy living here. It's almost like, when the summer comes, we kind of think, oh, we live here. This kind of feels like a holiday, And I know, like, from time to time when I go to the beach or when I go to the mountains for hiking, I do come across students.
I just saw the
themselves.
pictures of the Comox Valley. It's a very beautiful city, and and everyone love to spend their vacations over there in Canada.
Yeah. And sorry, I did forget to mention, in terms of the employment after graduation, we do have a lot of employment opportunities, but the key for students is to connect with the community while they're still studying, so that by the time they graduate, they already have a network of people in the industry that they know. And usually in Canada, I can tell you that about 70% of the jobs are not even advertised. Most of the jobs are given to the people that they like. And so it's really important for students to connect with the community, connect with people, and use that towards employment after graduation. And our students are doing extremely well after graduation. Yeah.
Vancouver is one of the most livable and beautiful place in Canada, according to United Nations, and it is among top cities in the world, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and we actually, Vancouver Island is also listed as the top 20 places to visit out of the entire world. So we're pretty proud.
Can you tell us about the admission checklist? What you require for placing an admission in NIC?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in terms of application, everything is online now. So you can lodge an application through HR consultant, of course, online. And I'm sure that you will be able to provide a lot of assistance with that. In terms of the documentation, what we need is, number one, a copy of the passport, the picture page of the passport. We need the proof of English proficiency, so whether that's a test score or the university degree with the English instruction. And then if it's a high school, then we obviously need the high school graduation diploma and the transcript. If it's interim, then it's an interim transcript. If it's university, then university degree, and also the transcript from the university. And all those things, if they are in different languages, we do require them to be translated by a translator into English. And we do need them submitted both in your language and the English, just so you know. So those are the things that you would need to submit. And then depending on the students, we may require students to complete math placement assessment if in any case they do not quite meet the math requirements for some of the programs.
Thank you, Junko. Junko, we are going to end this session now. Please give us your final comments.
Yes, I would like to say that we are really, like I said, student support centered college. So if you're thinking about coming in and living in a community, having a Canadian life, and connecting with people, then our city and our college is the best place to be. And I hope to welcome you to North Island College.
Thank you, Ms. Junko. Dear viewers, we are going to end this session now. I would like to thank Ms. Junko for gave us time and gave us brief information about North Island College. I request all our viewers, if you want to place application for NIC, you can send your documents or for initial assessment on our WhatsApp number. My number is 03464747-031, or you can contact Mr. Khizer. His number is 03464747-003, or you can drop your queries on our website as well, www.hrpakistan.org, or you can place your queries on our FB page. Please like and follow our FB page for latest updates regarding overseas education. We are going to signing off now. Take care of yourself and still keep social distancing because we all know that corona is not over yet, so we have to take the precautions till it's over.